rain don't come in November, 'cause the summer went way too fast. I'm trying real hard to remember all of the good times.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Soulless Photography YouTube channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the D1 semifinals from the World Cup event featuring Brooklyn Bears taking on Carolina Crisis. But as always, before we jump into that, if you find yourself enjoying this video at any point, please feel free to leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I release a new video every week. Click the bell icon if you want to get notified every time I upload a video. And if you want to become a monthly supporter of the channel, you can click the join button down below right next to the subscribe button. Becoming a member gets you early access to videos and ad-free viewing. Okay, let's take a look at the two teams playing in today's match. Coming off two huge wins, Carolina Crisis and Brooklyn Bears move on to the semifinal round of the NXL World Cup event. Crisis just knocked out the New England Hurricanes in a close 6-5 win, and Bears just knocked out Wolfpack in a 5-0 blowout. If we take a look back at each team's event placements, we can see that Crisis has had a really solid year, placing in the top 6 in 2 out of the 3 events. Bears, on the other hand, struggled to crack the top 10 all year long. With this being the last event of the year, Bears were fighting hard for their first taste of the Pro Field Finals, while Crisis was trying to redeem themselves from their second place loss at the first event of the year. When it comes to each team's playstyle, both Bears and Crisis pushed the snake side a lot during the prelims from what I saw. But when it came to this match, both teams opted to send their front snake players up the center off break and move into the snake later on. I'd have to say Bears were definitely the better attackers compared to Crisis, but Crisis had better gun skills and were able to shoot players out of their bunkers more often. Now, for the first time this year, the Brooklyn Bears attack goes up against the strong Carolina Crisis guns to see who moves on to the Pro Field Finals. Before we get into the match, we're going to take a look at the NXL World Cup layout. If you've already seen this breakdown, feel free to skip right to the match. Okay, so usually I go over the standard breakouts for each layout, but this layout was so different. I mean, there were just so many different things you could do off the break. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to show you footage of different breakouts that I saw at the event. This way you can get an idea of just how many different variations of breakouts you could do on this layout. So we're going to take a look at some breakouts and then we're going to come back and go over the rest of the layout. Alright, I hope that gave you a good idea of the breakouts that were happening here at the NXL World Cup event. Now, as far as what happened after the breakout, this snake side was definitely king on this layout. The D side could be aggressive when it wanted to and if it opened up, but mainly this snake side was where you won this event. A couple key bunkers that helped contain this snake side was this bunker right here. This player could get in here early and shoot down into the snake gap right here. Another really solid position for the snake was the snake corner, because he could easily look over the top and look around the sides and shoot down the wire and try to help contain the snake. And then finally, another really helpful bunker was this brick right here. A lot of times this brick was shooting down on the snake right here and battling the other brick when the other team sent somebody there. The center on this layout also became very useful for teams, especially later in the event. This wedge became really useful for teams to stop the D side and help contain it, because this wedge player would shoot right here in between that gap. And obviously this tower was very useful in trying to contain the D side and also helping the pusher one up the field. But really the D side was just a pretty standard D side. Your main goal was to get as far up into the Doritos as you could, possibly look inside if you could try and get a kill, but your main job was to get control of that wire. One last thing I noticed about this layout was that a lot of players were throwing full pods of paint into other bunkers in front of them to try and confuse the other team, basically trying to set a trap for the other team. I'll throw a clip of this up as an example so you can understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's everything I wanted to go over on this layout. I hope I did this layout justice because it was just an insane layout. And now, without any more stalling, let's hop into the raw footage.
fucking shot, dude. It was a fucking accident. Sorry. We got her next point.
Red! Red! Sit up!
Yo, why did they give Scotty? I heard him this morning. Everybody ran up the field and he still pulled me. I just hear player.